afternoon, it's Brody on BBC CWR with an unexpected twist. It's a retelling of the Dickens classic Oliver Twist, and it's coming to see us right here in Coventry next month. And one of the people providing the music will be Conrad Murray from BAC Beatbox Academy. Conrad, how are you, mate?
Yo, good man. Great.
Hang on. Conrad, how are you, mate?
I'm good, bruv. I'm great. I'm great to be here. Thank you for having me.
No, thank you for coming on. And before we launch into talking about this, tell me about BAC Beatbox Academy. So what is it you do there?
Basically, I run the academy. I started it 15 years ago. It's a place for young people to come to beatbox, to make sounds with their mouths, to make music and art, but also to to go to the chicken shop and cuss each other out and make friends, basically. And over the years, we've had people come and become champion beatboxers. We've had kids come become get more creative, get more confidence, but also they'll come and maybe they'll become a bus driver, but with the spirit of an artist, or a plumber with the energy of a spoken word poet, and that's all good too.
Yeah, I love the sound of that, mate. Not everybody's destined to do it for a living, and you can still do it in other areas of your life. And I absolutely love beatbox, by the way. I think you guys who can do it, it's such a phenomenal talent, and it's almost superhuman, what you can create and just using your mouth. It's absolutely fantastic. And to pass that skill on to other people, Conrad, that's a wonderful thing, mate.
Oh, cheers, man. Yeah, I mean, we've all got lungs, or most of us have, and we breathe and we make sounds. And even if we do a bit of singing, or we get in the shower, put some music on, singing in the bathtub, we all like making sounds. So as long as you do that, you can kind of make some sort of sounds and put it together and feel like I can make music.
Wow, honestly, mate, jaw dropping up. I've lost count how many YouTube videos I've watched over the years. But look, let's talk about an unexpected twist. So we need to talk about it properly, don't we? So what's the premise of the story, and how does it differ from the original, from your point of view?
Well, it's inspired by Oliver Twist by Dickens. How it differs is it's set now, and the protagonist is a female, a girl called Shona. And it's about kind of the poverty that her and her dad are going through. So I guess in the original story, Oliver's an orphan, but in our story, she has lost a mum. Her mum's died and been raised just by a single dad. So that's a bit different. And also the characters in ours are kind of multi-ethnic, global majority. So it's kind of more representative of kind of people in England today.
Right, well, and that's a retelling, and also looking at the world around us at the moment, isn't it? So how did you get involved in this retelling of a Dickens classic, mate?
Because basically, doing what I do with the academy, and then working on some other shows. So I worked on pilots. Kind of, they did an adaptation of Crongton Nights by Alec Wheatle, and James Dacre had seen that and seen the music and stuff. And I was in Australia at the time because I had another show called Frankenstein. And he called me and he told me about it, and would I be interested? And to be honest, I was super excited. And then because I know the story of Oliver Twist, and I actually had the original soundtrack on vinyl as a kid, given to me by a grandparent. So I'm like, yo, Oliver is sick, man. I love all them tunes, and also like Roy Williams, who's an amazing writer, is gonna be adapting the script. So I was thinking, oh, this creative team is gonna be next levels for me, basically. So it was kind of a great opportunity, and to work with James. Like I was just kind of blown away by the opportunity, and thought this is gonna be dope, and it has. It's like working on this level with kind of the lighting team and the sounds, blending it all together. We've created something that's like a West End show, but it's also at times you're gonna feel like you're in a rave, you're in a gig, you're in a rap night, but it's slick. It's slick. And last night we had a lot of young people in the audience, and we had, I heard a lot of kids. I was saying, can you say that again? Can you give me it as a quote? People were being like, this is like the best show I've ever seen, or like I've seen a lot of West End shows, and this is a lot better. Like it's so now, it's so current, and sometimes that can be a bit scary because everyone claims that, but we all love in the team. I think what it is we all love the theatre and we love musicals, but it's kind of about like also like kind of knowing about the culture now and kind of like plugging into it. And musicals don't have to be a pastiche of what's come before. It's just a form. So we're taking that energy, that UK energy, grime, trap, but also the R&B, the pop sentiments. Like we're the country of Shakespeare, but also the Beatles, revolutionary music.
Yeah, yeah,
We
yeah.
take stuff around the world, so we can do that with our music and we can do that with our theatre. So I feel like we've been ambitious, just as ambitious as possible, and we've done something really really special. And I feel like the word on the street is growing, and people are still when they come and being like, I didn't know it was gonna sound and feel like this, because when you're in the room, it overtakes you, and you can't get this on Netflix. You can't get this on a streaming service. It's an experience like you have to be there, and that's what we've kind of worked on for people to talk about it. To be like, yo, like like when people go to a sporting event or they go to a rave, something like that. Like even a festival, they've got to be there. But theatre's got that energy as well, and it's about saying like, yo, we're keeping up. In fact, in the theater, we're staying one step ahead of you guys.
Well, I'll tell you what you do with this as well. You know, you're going to get an audience going to see you, aren't you? You think it's going to be a bit like this or a bit like that, and absolutely taking them down a different direction. How do you want people to feel when they come out? How do you want them to feel? Because you might get some people turning up who are fans of the original Oliver Twist as well. How do you want them to feel when they walk out that theatre?
If they love the original, I want them to feel like, yo, like they've taken that sort of material and they've made it current. They've made it like, because we also have some like old characters in it, and in the story, there's a teacher who connects with Shona, and she's telling the story of Oliver Twist, and that
Yeah.
story kind of becomes part of the life. So if you like Oliver Twist, if you like Michael Rosen, I feel like you want to come like, because if it's like the new Elvis film that come out, it made that current for
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
new audiences. So if you love that, then you should love it even more. That it's made it because it mixed up that film mixed up with hip hop and new styles, and it was similar to Elvis's story. And I feel like our story is telling a story about poverty. We're talking about food banks. We're talking about the things that Dickens himself cared
Yeah.
about. So I feel like I want them to come and do that, but also be like, I've experienced something new, something that I wouldn't have experienced before, a culture that maybe I haven't experienced before. But essentially, it's storytelling, it's music, and it is. I do understand what this is. We want people to feel part of the future. We also want people to feel also that is current. We want people to feel represented, because the whole creative team is from different backgrounds. I've got Indian heritage. I grew up in a council estate, but also we got James Dacre, who's like man's a triple OG in the theatre. We've got Roy Williams, who again he is anointed in the theatre, but he also grew up in a council estate, housing estate, where all the blocks were named after different Dickens characters and Dickens stories. So his mum was a Dickens fan. So he grew up surrounded by Charles Dickens, and so he's like super passionate about the story and about the way that they wanted to portray these normal lives on stage, and make people kind of think about the way that young people are treated and the things they go through. So I think I think original Dickens fans and also current, if you don't know about Dickens, maybe it'll make you want to delve in.
Yeah. Yeah, maybe it made you want to explore some of those classics even more. And also, Conrad, when it came to putting the music together for this, because we've discussed your background and what you're currently doing now, did you have free reign on the music and the style, or did you was it a collaborative effort?
Well, it was a collaborative. I had free reign when it comes to the genre, to the beat, to the way it's gonna sound. I would just kind of create a little demo, send it to the team, and then, like, to be honest, every time I sent something, they were pleasantly surprised and pleased. But I always up for taking some feedback on lyrics or things like that. But overall, when it comes to me reading the script and then thinking, okay, this is how I interpret what's going on, and you can kind of invent some of the backstories, or you can invent it's a collaboration, so you can help to kind of shift the story and the tone as well. And I've got a couple of duets in there between a father and daughter that you see like parents like crying in the audience, and there's a part, not to give too many spoilers away, but there's some loss in there, and you see, I actually know what's going to happen in the show, but when I watch the show, I would start tearing up, and I'm thinking, what the hell? I was part of Ryan, that's why am I tearing up? But that's what we want to do, is that kind of, kids' stories can be a bit, can shy away sometimes, but, and this isn't a kid's story, this is actually for everyone, it's actually for all ages. Just to see mum and dad crying, and then to see the kids kind of getting into it, hype 1 minute, and then feeling sad the next. That's kind of what you want to do, because Dickens is gritty, and this show is also gritty, but it does have an upbeat sentiment, and it's not a rags to riches story, it's a rags to respect story, and it's about that people are going through a lot of things right now, but actually we're just trying to humanize that and be like, yo, like people are actually finding a way, and everyone deserves some respect, and just we're all getting through this together.
Well, I'll tell you what, Conrad, you have explained that beautifully to me, mate, and done it so well that you kept it all back as well, so we can enjoy those surprises and enjoy that music as well, which you've been a massive part of. Conrad Murray from the BAC Beatbox Academy, thank you for joining me on BBC CWR, and yeah, we're looking forward to Unexpected Twist arriving at the Belgrade Theatre during the Easter holidays between Tuesday the 11th and the 15th of April. Thank you, Conrad.
Sick, bro. Thank you very much for having me. Cheers, man.
Oh, that was awesome, man. That was brilliant, that was.
Oh, cool, great. I just keep going, and hopefully it comes out good. Do you know what I mean?
Mate, it did, mate. It did. Honestly, because I went in there. You can send me press releases and all you want, but you need somebody to paint a picture, and you did that beautifully, man. So well done, buddy, and all the best with it, mate, when you come.
Oh, thanks a lot, man. I'll see you there.
All right, yeah, defo. Take care, pal.
All right,
See you later.
Bye.